Okay, so coming from someone who has been hurt a lot in her short period of time on this earth, the first thing that I can tell you or encourage you to do is to identify what or who has hurt or is hurting you. I've struggled a lot in my life. Well, ever since I moved out of Guyana and I moved over here, it hasn't been easy for me. I think I vaguely mentioned in some videos some of the stuff that I've been through. I've been through a lot of stuff emotionally, and to this day I still don't understand why, but the Lord has helped me throughout these years to still be here. He strengthened me, and the first thing that I needed to do was to identify the problem. I knew what it was, but I didn't want to talk about it, and the more that I kept it in, the more that it ate away at my soul, my heart, my everything. It was horrible. Allowing yourself to feel the pain, this is beneficial because, one, you're a human being, you have a beating heart, you have feelings, right? So when somebody hurts you, or if you, let's say you cut yourself and it hurts, you're going to feel the pain, you're going to feel the sting. For a moment you might yell or you might cry, but then you're going to tend to it, right? So that's kind of how we have to approach hurt, emotional hurt. When somebody hurts you, allow yourself to feel the pain. I know that in society they like to say, oh, if somebody hurt you, you need to be a savage, you need to be mean or whatever. No, that doesn't hurt the other person. That in the long run will be a detriment to you. When you bottle up feelings, somebody's hurt you and you're like, you know what, I'm not gonna let them know, or I'm going to become hard or cold or anything. When you do that, nothing of benefit grows from that. You will become angry, resentful, untrustworthy. You will think that everyone is like that, cold like that, and that's because you didn't allow yourself to grieve, to feel the pain. You know what I'm saying? So allow yourself to feel the hurt. The next thing you have to do is pray. Prayer is beneficial for our lives. It is as beneficial as breathing, okay? As air, as we need the air in our lungs to breathe and to survive, we need prayer. We need to pray. So once you identify what or who has hurt you, and you allow yourself to feel the pain, feel the hurt, the next thing you need to do is take it to the Lord in prayer. You take all of those feelings, the specific problem that's a hurdle in your life, you take it to the Lord in prayer. God already sees and He knows, right? But we now have to go to Him humbly as a child with whatever it is, because we have a high priest who is touched with the feelings of our infirmities, right? So let's say you were cheated on by someone you love dearly and they didn't show any type of remorse or anything like that. You go to God with that. You cry to Him. You cry out to Him and say, God, this happened and this is how it made me feel. He already saw that, but He wants us to come to Him because He loves us and He wants to help us, right? So this is something that I've learned throughout the years of pain that I have felt in my life from so many people that I held or hold closely to my heart. What I needed to do was pray, and every day I still do it. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes when I can't talk about it, I would cry, and it helps. So take it to the Lord in prayer, mention the situation, mention the person's name to the Lord, and ask God to heal your heart, to take away the pain, to help you to forgive whomever it is that may have hurt you. Alone time is needed. You don't need to always be in the company of a whole lot of people. Spend time in the Word, praying and just spending time with the Lord, talking to the Lord about your situation, talking to the Lord about whatever it is that is plaguing your mind and your heart and your spirit. There's a lot of distractions going on right now in the world. There's a lot of things that will be that can be a distraction to us. Gadgets, social media. A lot of people go on social media and try to portray a certain life to others, to deflect from whatever it is that's happening in their lives. And when they sign out of that social media platform, or they turn off their phone, if they do, the problem is still there. Spend maybe a day or an hour, a specific hour every day alone with the Lord, or to deal with your whatever hurt is going on in your life. It will be very helpful. Talking or writing about the whatever it is, you have one good friend, or let's say you have your parents, you're very close with your parents, and you can share anything with them. I would suggest talking about it, asking them for a moment, and just having them give you a listening ear, not to interject or anything like that. You just want to get some things off of your chest. Or if you have that one friend who is a pillar of strength in your life that you can lean on, that's always there to give you a lending hand or a shoulder to lean on, to cry on, talk to them about it. You know, don't keep everything to yourself, because it will destroy you mentally, emotionally, and eventually it will destroy you physically. If you don't have any of these things, get you a little journal, a diary or something, and just write your feelings down, write it down, date it, so that when you do get over it and you're healed and you're restored, God restores you back to the person that you once was prior to whatever it is or whomever it is that has hurt you. When you go back and you read where you once was, you will be like, oh God, thank you for bringing me back to where I am right now. So talking and writing, I definitely recommend it. Sometime in the near future, you might be able to share it with somebody else who's going through the same thing. Time. This is important. We have to allow time to do its work. There's a lot of hurting people out there in the world right now that are hurting other people because of what someone else has done to them. And I personally think that they're doing that because they haven't allowed time to heal. Time heals. God heals us in His time. It may not happen in a day or in 2 days or in a week or in a month. It may be a year or whatever, but you have to allow time to do its job. It's a process and nothing happens overnight. I know it takes years to build up trust, and it takes only a few seconds to break that trust, right? And to rebuild that trust, allow time, God in His timing, to do what He needs to do to remake you and to rebuild you. If you're cheated on, don't go and get into another relationship to get over the person. Don't do that. You're going to hurt yourself in the long run, right? Allow yourself time to get over the hurt of the person that betrayed your trust and all that stuff, and eventually you're going to meet the right person, and they will love you and they will respect you and all of that good stuff, right? God is going to bring the right person in your life that will be able to love you the way that he wants them to love you. All right, so time is important. Most importantly, forgiveness. This word right here. I can't even do this. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. Oh my gosh. Forgiveness. You have to forgive. You're not forgiving someone for them. You're forgiving them for you. Actually, you're not even forgiving them for you. You're forgiving them for the Lord. The Bible says that God cannot forgive us if we cannot forgive people that hurt us, basically. You understand? It doesn't matter what someone may have done to you, how much pain they may have caused you, maybe they haven't apologized for it or anything like that. You have to forgive them. And once you can forgive someone for hurting you, you release them, right? Because you're holding them hostage in your heart, and they may not know that you're holding them hostage, right? They may have done what they did and moved on with their life, and you're left to deal with everything on your own. But once you can release them, set them free, and forgive them, ask the Lord to give you a heart of forgiveness towards them and love them. You don't necessarily have to go and spend time with them every single day. You can forgive them and love them from a distance. And trust me when I tell you, you're going to have a peace that you will not be able to explain. You're going to have a joy that you cannot explain. You're going to have a love that you cannot explain, because you have forgiven that person. When you release them, it's just like, I don't know, I can't find a word to tell you what it is, but forgiveness is so important in order to get over hurt. Giving and forgetting. Even if you remember, it may be to help somebody else out, not to hold on to it or to be resentful or anything like that. But you remember just to say, girl, I've been through this, and I remember this person did this and that to me, but you know what, with time and praying and depending on the Lord, and he's helped me to forgive them, I am better now, and I've released them to him, and I'm so much better now. Just learn to accept it. Some people are cold and they will never apologize for anything that they do because of pride, right? Pride is a killer. Okay, it can kill you emotionally, and it may end up killing you physically, right? Some people are so prideful that they don't want to apologize for anything that they did in their life, or what they may have done to somebody else, right? So learn to accept that apology that you haven't gotten and move on. One day, once you keep trusting the Lord and holding on to him, one day make your enemies your friend. And they're going to come and they're going to apologize to you. And you're going to be like, man, look, that happened years ago. I've forgiven you. I've moved on. But thank you. And I know people like to say, oh, go get revenge. Somebody hurt you, you need to hurt them back. Or whatever. No, you don't. You don't need to do that. Just pray for the person. Take them to the Lord in prayer. That's all I can tell you. And just leave it in God's hands. Leave them in God's hands, and he will avenge you in due time. Remember, God sees everything. He doesn't sleep. His eyes never shut for a millisecond. He sees everything, and in his word he says vengeance is his. One day he will repay, right? God never forgets. He never forgets, right? And he has his day and he has his time when he will make all things new. So There's no need for you to go and hurt someone because they hurt you. You don't need to stoop to their level. You don't need to do that, because when you're gonna go back and do that, then you're not as better than them. You're the same as them. You understand? Let the hurt and the pain, let it be a stepping stone. Let it be a source of strength for you. It will help you to mature in life and to not be like them or the person who has hurt you, to be better than that, to say, you know what, this is what someone did to me and this is how it made me feel. So I'm praying to not be that kind of person, because I don't want to make nobody feel that way. I just want to say that I have been through a lot of things in my life, and I still go through it to this day. But when I look back at where I was emotionally and how sad, depressed, broken I was, sometimes I still don't understand why I had to go through all that stuff, or why am I going through all of these things. But what I've learned throughout the years is that everything is for a reason. Everything. And if I had to go back and do it the same way, I would, because all of my tests and trials has helped me to be stronger, and it has helped me to put my faith and my trust in the Lord, and He hasn't let me down. He hasn't. Even in moments of confusion, God is not the author of confusion. He doesn't confuse me, but sometimes I get so confused with life, like I don't understand why suffering, or why you have to go through all the things that you go through. But what I know is that my strength comes from the Lord, and if I didn't go through all of the stuff that I went through, I would not have been able to depend on Him, right? So that's why I did this video, and I hope that it was helpful to whomever is watching it. If you know someone who is dealing with hurt and pain in their lives, share this with them, and I hope that it will help them to deal with it and be able to move on and be the person that God created them to be. Alright guys, this brings me to the end, and I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it was helpful. If you have any suggestions on videos that you would like me to do in the near future, please leave it down below. To all my new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I hope that you're enjoying the content and everything. I will see you in another video very soon. God bless you, and enjoy the rest of your day or evening, depending on when you're watching this. Bye.